high school art teacher, and her name was Raina McKinley Staggerwell. She was Scottish. She was from originally from Geneva, New York. She studied at Syracuse University. She was a graphic designer and got into teaching there at Madison High School, and was one of the, a teacher who was real serious about her students and took her students under her wing and really began to groom them as fine artists. And so I had the privilege of studying with her and working with her throughout my high school years, from the 8th grade through the 12th grade year. And probably that's where I got my greatest amount of inspiration and professional help. I started painting portraits when I was in the 10th grade, and I used to actually make money painting portraits of different teachers and so forth in the school, in the high school there. And she used to manage that for me. She would charge them the amount of money that was supposed to be charged for the paintings, and make arrangements for framing the work for the people and so forth, and she taught me how to work with how to teach other students. She would, matter of fact, she taught other students who taught me, and then she would train me to teach students. And I guess that's what really got me into teaching. And the legacy just carried on.
That's beautiful. What are some of the lessons that you've learned from your students? Or what impact have your students had on your own practice as an artist and as an educator?
Well, that's a good one. I often say many times that I learn more from my students than I teach. They inadvertently teach me. I learned something from watching them. As they learn, I learn through them. From what I'm trying to show them, they pick up on and they respond to it. And in the process, I get a certain amount of feedback. And that feedback is always more valuable than what I've given. And so, that's really what I get from my students.
So I've been thinking about teaching because I'm consider myself an educator as well. And I know this is the time of year where you're starting to think about going back to RIT.
I don't want to think.
Yeah, you got to go back, right?
Yeah.
How many years have you been at RIT?
Oh boy, it's been 54 years. I think I'm going starting in this fall. I'm going on my 55th, I think.
So if we think back to what initially drew you into becoming a teacher of the visual arts?
The ones who taught me. People who taught me inspired me to teach.
I can relate to that. Hey, Captain LJ, can you tell us why you accepted our request for plein air painting on Fleet Boat Club's boat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's cool. I get to watch this whole process. I get to be on a boat, which is my favorite thing. Get to be with some nice people. And the first time was so fun. I was like, yeah, we'll do it again.
Yeah,
This
LJ,
is cool.
tell me a little bit about Tomboy Adventures.
Oh, so my business is just a small business, mostly based on the water, but outdoor stuff. Do boating instruction, kayak trips, kayak lessons, snowshoe trips. What else you want to do? We'll go outside and do it. I'm a licensed guide, licensed captain, ACA certified kayak instructor, so
That's awesome.
we've got paperwork. We can show you the basic right way to do things.
Just go to your
Be safe
website.
and happy. Yeah.
Go to your website and see what's there.
CAPTLJ.com.
Cool. Is this a first?
Taking a bunch of painters on a boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
That's cool.
And you do it again.
Yeah, I'd do it again. I did it twice already. I mean, we're good.
We are good.
And, you know, my boss at Fleet Boat Club said, oh, you're going to go out at 6:30 in the morning? Have at it. Enjoy yourselves.
That's great. Hey, Captain LJ, thank you.
It's my pleasure. This is awesome.
We
I'm
appreciate
having a
you.
great time.
Good.
I went through the MST, the Masters in the Science of Teaching program at RIT, and I think that was a good program, a good graduate program. And when I was in that program, I studied educational psychology, the history of education, and I took some sociology courses. But I think that the educational psychology really opened me up to see my personal potential. And I can remember
Yeah, that's true. You probably can't see because
my whole peripheral, my whole idea or concept of working with people and being an artist. I think I really grew
It's sort of a silhouette type.
from that course.
Oh, those are
You
good.
know, I had a professor there, his name was Dr. Ryan,
Wow.
who was both an artist and a psychology, educational psychology teacher.
I know he
And,
wants me to paint so badly. I'm going through some things now.
He made art more
Get in the way.
more practical and realistic in the sense of self-actualization. You know, in other words, I saw myself through his presentations and his lectures. I could clearly get an image of what my personal potential was. And I saw that I could grow beyond my limitations,
Wow.
what I thought my limitations would be.
Just from his...
Just from listening to him, and I didn't like the man. Okay, but you know, I thought he was, you know, he was well educated, but he was also very, he had a very common sense approach to teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know, when he would teach you, he would challenge you, almost insulting you, but at the same time bringing out those qualities and those elements in you to help you see how intelligent you were. I can remember once getting a paper. I never could get a, you know, all of my term papers and so forth that I handed in to him, I would get a C+ or a B-, that kind of thing. Well, one day I handed in a paper, a test, and he gave me an A+ on the report that I wrote. And when I saw the A+ and I saw excellent wrote on it, that was something beyond what I normally would get from him. And so as I kept looking at it, I noticed when he wrote the word beautiful, he misspelled it. He said to me, "You did a great job, but your grammar is way off." Okay? Without telling me that my grammar was as bad as it was.
Just by misspelling the
Just
word?
by misspelling the word. And I knew he was a smart man. So that was a slap in the face in a way. Or a backhand slap. You're good, but. And that really opened up my eyes to see my potential. Okay, I saw that that I had good qualities, that my thinking was good and all of that, but I had to work on those disciplines that I was weak in. And so that has been my rudder for many, many years now.
Now, at that point, as an artist, as an educator, or as both?
As a professional person, as a person who was coming in to being a professional.
Okay.
Okay. You know, and I saw my ability.
So whatever path you chose.
I saw my ability to lead.
Mm-hmm.
I saw my ability as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
You know, without being a leader type of person, without being in control. You know, but setting a pattern. You know.
Yeah.
So that's where I really learned, or I think my skill of teaching and working with people became very strong from that experience. Plus the art teachers that the studio art teachers that were teaching me, they drew me out of myself. Rather than telling me the answers to the problem, they allowed me to arrive at solving my own problems. They taught me to solve my own problems the way I could see them.
Is that how you approach your students now?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I never tell them what to do.
Yeah.
I encourage them, stimulate them, but I never tell them specifically what the answer is.
Mm-hmm.
That's frustrating.
For you?
For them.
For them. Yeah.
And I know it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But it challenges them and it makes them think.
Yeah, it's a different kind of guidance.
Yeah, yeah. You draw it out of them. You know, sifting. You sift it out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they see it, then they tell you what they saw, and then you know what they saw bears some level of truthfulness.
It's more impactful. It's more rewarding for, yeah.
And I think that's where I learned from the student. What I've told them, and not only that, there's an exchange in the classroom between the students.
Mm-hmm.
And in that exchange of dialogue between them, somehow they stumble upon things that's beyond my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all encouraged to move to a higher level.
Yeah, you're all in it together.
You got it.
Learning from each other.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Thank
and,
you.
And the thing is that sometimes the people who are the weakest in the class, they end up saying things that are more intelligent than the smart ones.
They level up.
They level up.
Yeah.
Level up, and I mean, I know you see that too.
Yeah.
Working with the
Well, you
students.
bring each other up, right? The
Yeah,
more I'm around
yeah.
someone who maybe have more skills than I do or more experience, the more I want to meet that. I want to level up. I want to meet up to that standard.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that what's happening at Joy when you're at the gallery on Saturday mornings?
That's happening more on a community level. a much broader level because you got a broad spectrum of humanity there. From the people who are underprivileged as well as people who are privileged.
Yeah. And what's bringing them together at Joy is the creativity and the camaraderie.
Yeah, and they're learning at their own level of experiencing.
Different backgrounds, different upbringings.
Yeah, and they're not forcing themselves. They're just doing it because they like to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned a great deal from that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we say, what do you learn from the students? Yeah, that puts me at a very, very interesting level.
Yeah.
Of acuity and sensibility.
And I sense a lot of gratitude there for being able to do that. Yeah, I can understand that. You get to do something that you love, and you get to share it with others.
At their own level of involvement. They don't push me, I don't push them. We sort of sift each other out. But the humanity is just so infectious.
Yeah. Well, we need it.
We do.
We need each other. We need the ability to express ourselves.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. My mother, who has a tremendous influence on me, she has like a 4th grade education.
Mm-hmm.
She went on and followed her education after she came north. But she had like a 4th grade education that she was functioning on. But she's probably one of the most articulate people that I've ever done. I'm saying that maybe because she's my mother, but also she was incredibly smart. She was a very bright woman, and to see that, to be exposed to that, plus what I've experienced with my education, stuff like that, makes me a useful citizen.
I think more than that. I think that leader role that you saw way back when is who you are to a lot of people, which makes you more than useful. It makes you impactful. Your presence is something that people are going to remember the same way that you remembered that professor, right, that did this for you. You've touched so many lives with what you do, Luvon. It's a beautiful thing. So let me ask you about your and Steve's friendship.
He's a mirror of what I'm talking about. Oh. He's an absolute mirror.
How so?
He was one of my former students, and now he's become my teacher.
Oh, I don't think so.
I learned from him.
Well,
I don't want him to know that. Okay.
Okay. Well, it's on video now, so he's good. Everybody's gonna know it.
No, Steve.
I'll bill you at the end of the year.
Yeah, I trust his judgment. He's a no-nonsense person.
So where did you meet?
At all of us, many years ago. Which is a gallery or a workshop that I used to run for the Memorial Art Gallery.
$20 for 6 weeks. It was a good bargain.
$20 for 6 weeks
for 6 weeks of instruction.
Wow, that is a bargain. So that was volunteer work, Luvon.
I don't know.
You were teaching there at the time?
Yeah, I was getting paid by the Memorial Art Gallery to work with people in the community. And Steve is one of those fringe benefits. He showed up.
And when was this? How long ago?
5 years ago.
Okay.
No. Close to 50 years ago.
50 years ago.
1976, I think. 76 or 77, one of those.
I'm glad you said that because I forgot, Steve.
Yeah, no, that's what it was.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That's a good friendship.
But we've always enjoyed each other's company. It's after class, I used to meet him on Monroe Avenue in his apartment, and we would hang out and talk. We got to be good, really good friends. You know, so
That's nice. You should be so lucky.
I am very lucky. Very, very fortunate.
Say that again.
I'm just painting from memory.
Yeah.
You know, it's what I feel in those areas that I don't see as the boat is moving.
Yep.
You know, just, you know, me and Steve, we go to the same spot and we paint that spot all the time. So we have a memory of that. We can paint it without looking at it
Which spot is that?
in Canadice.
I know that spot.
So what I'm doing, I've learned how to memorize,
Wow.
you know, and work from the memory. So it's not so much the absolute of what's there, but it's the general form of what's there, stuck in my mind.
And then you can change it as
I
you
can
see
change
it.
I can make it work to fit the composition. So,
How long have you been plein air painting? When did you start?
well, we started back
10 years ago at least.
well,
You mean you're talking about Canadice, or you mean?
well, when we first started plein air painting, we started back at All of Us
Oh yeah,
47 years ago.
yeah.
You know, but to be seriously,
Irondequoit Bay.
yeah, to where we are now, I consider it to be more serious than back then. I think.
I painted a lot on the Genesee River. There was
Beautiful
another
in that
All of
gorge.
Us teacher, Carl Zimmerman, and he and I had a space, like a room in the canoe livery area, and we painted for a couple of summers, and also taught. We sort of we tried to sort of keep all of us going, even though it was gone. So we taught classes there. It was nice.
What is it about plein air painting that appeals to you, Steve?
Isn't this nice?
It,
Yeah.
it certainly is.
Well, it's just being outdoors and having time constraints. I like, you know, like the sun is going to change, and all the shadows. What's lit up now is going to be dark in about 2 hours.
Yep.
So you have to work on it. You have to work fast.
Kind of capturing a moment in
Yeah.
time.
It's capturing a moment. Because I'll look at a painting I've done and I'll remember who I was talking to, who was with me.
Oh, so it's the whole experience then, right? You're
It's more, the
Yeah.
experience. I like working in the studio too, but there is something about that experience.
And plein air for you, Luvon, is very different than a lot of the work that I've seen, and I'm sure others have seen in past exhibits. What is it about plein air that appeals to you?
Well, the fact that things are changing constantly. You can't just settle on one stationary kind of thought. You know, things are constantly changing in front of you. You know, we're constantly seeing things that we didn't. That's changing.
Yeah, the challenge.
So the challenge of things changing is what I find to be really, really interesting.
You talked earlier on about some Hudson Valley painters that inspired you. Are there any other plein air painters that have inspired
Well,
your
you know,
work?
I mean, the greatest plein air painting in my mind is Turner. You know, I mean, all of your English pastoral painters really were great. You know, there's a whole line of them, but Turner was the one that stands out in my mind as being one of the premier painters of his day.
One more question. Have you faced any unique or particular challenges as a plein air painter that you'd want to share?
Well, I think one of the things that stands out in my mind quite a bit from the plein air experience is that the more direct and honest you are in your observation, you know, that comes true. It comes true in your work. At least for me, just to see that, to trust that part of yourself, intuitively, instinctively, is, I think, a very, very valuable element. You know.
So not second guessing. So when you see color, go with that initial color that you think you're seeing.
You're taking a chance all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so all the little mores that you built up in your mind, the little scapegoats, kind of dissipate. And I think for me, it's a good thing. It allows me to trust my instincts. You know, it's not so much me thinking about what a great painting is as arriving and creating a work of art. You know, it bursts itself into existence. It's not so much that you're in ultimate control. It actualizes its own self. It's not so much that you're controlling it, you're doing it. You're just an instrument. You know, you're just an instrument, and whatever God chooses to do in you, you let it flow. You know, and become associated.
Present.
Yeah. You don't necessarily master it, but you flow with it. Yeah. And you put a little color out there, and every time you put a color down, it calls for something else to happen. Okay. And so you let it happen. Let whatever it calls for naturally happen. So you notice how that's gradating down, dark to light.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to do is take up a rag. It's gradated dark to light. Okay. And then on the bottom here, it's gradating dark to light again. Okay. So squint my eyes a little bit there. And I'm gonna get some blue. And I'm gonna add a bit of alizarin crimson to it. So it has somewhat of a purplish, a blue purplish cast. You see that blue purple tone that's on the bottom there? Okay, so, and I'm also watching my light. Okay, so as I look at this, I can see that there's going to be some light probably out here somewhere. Some light. You know, another area here that's for light. So we'll add some water to that.
That's just me. Don't mind me. Sorry.
You're okay.
See, I'm grading this again.
There we go.
Dark to light, dark towards light.
Beautiful.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just to create a shelf or an illusion of a shelf kind of a thing. Okay? And I can always add more to that, more color to that if I want to. I'm just gonna go back here. I'm gonna lay another layer of color and just let it run.
Luvon, did you always know that you wanted to paint and that you wanted to teach?
Not like that. Not like I always wanted to teach. That's what happened in my experience. As I went along, my art teacher would have me to train other students that didn't know what I know. She had me to teach them what she taught me.
In high school?
In high school. You know, and that's what got me into the teaching thing. Right.
Luvon, have you ever painted in motion before on the water?
Never.
Never. So this is a first?
First time.
Woohoo!
This is the first time. First time I've ever had this kind of experience.
10 miles an hour painting.
Oh, I tell you. This paintings are going to be memorable because of the experience.
And these paintings are going to be on display in September. I'm so excited to have you in my space.
Thank you.
I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Those words are almost unbelievable to me, that Luvon Sheppard is going to have his work in my new gallery space.
You're gonna get a friend for a long time. Keep this up.
All right, go hold you to that.
Never know with me, but
I'll carry your bags.
so I've had a lot of people come out kayaking.
You're a perfect tourist.